Let's take a break from Las Vegas and check out some insane UFO sightings from the past decades. I've added some of my favorites and some user submissions, so let's check out insane UFO sightings that'll blow your mind. This sighting took place in Montreal, Canada. This one I added because it's one of my favorites. I remember this happening in 2020, and Canada actually shut the airport down because they didn't know what it was, and they didn't want to risk sending flights up towards whatever that is. I added this user submission because I do think it's interesting. While the object that's moving across the sky right now is blinking, what I find more interesting are the objects that are standalone, like the one that's all the way on the far right flickering. I find that so weird. There's also, in the group of 4 lights on the left, if you see, one will eventually converge into the other. Now, I'm not sure if this is an optical illusion because of distance, or what it could be. I noticed that the lower lights, the 4 that are off to the left, they're not necessarily blinking, but they do have a pulsating, I don't know what they just look like they're pulsing. Also, with the reflection on the top left that we just saw, it makes me feel like this person is recording through glass. So this could even be an optical illusion created by distance and the glass they are recording through. I don't know. This is a hard one for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, it's not that I don't believe this submission. I find it very interesting because it reminds me of the Phoenix Lights. I would just like a video of this area in the daytime to kind of see what it looks like with clear vision, and then go back to this video at night. Now, if you check out the 2 lights that are close to each other, this is what I was talking about the 2 converging. I don't know if they touched or if one just passed the other, but I found that interesting. Although I will say, if there is a mountain there, it could be cars driving. Again, I need to see a video of this area in the daytime. Now, this location wasn't disclosed, and I find these interesting because at first I thought that they were those divers that jump down with the flares. But then the way that they suddenly stop and start moving around, and how, look, that third one just kind of appeared along the bottom. I don't know, that threw me off a little bit. I will say, though, I don't see upward momentum in any of them. So it could be really those skydivers. Let me know what you guys think. Now, this one I love, and it's so compelling to me because it's right over an active volcano. Like, what can survive over an active volcano? Anytime I see volcano UFOs, I love it. Because to me, it's one of the most credible things. We can't get near an active volcano. Look at that lava. That's insane. Imagine the level of heat that is being experienced there. Even that movement is interesting, and the glow of the light, that blue glow, it's so strange. This is the Iceland Volcano, as you guys can see. And this blows my mind. It's not the only volcano that is known to have UFO sightings around the active part. And now it looks like it's split into 2. If you watch carefully over to the left, you'll see another blue light appear. Look, there it goes. Pulse and then kind of vanish. I mean, I don't know if there is a logical explanation for these volcano UFOs. I think they're beautiful, though. I think this is some of the more stunning footage. Okay, motorcycle. And for anyone wondering or who would like to do independent research, this happened in 2021. Oh, look, here's the date. 3/20/2021 in the Iceland Volcano. So, I mean, you can look up this account or you can look up the event yourself online. Let me know what you guys think. And if you find anything interesting, please link it to me. Now, this next one is so eerie, but I didn't receive a lot of information, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt. Now, don't get me wrong. It looks cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I saw something like this, I would be screaming. But what gets me about this video is look at the lights. If you look, it's not just concentrated lights. Look at that like energy field around it, or that aura, if you will, that's moving around it. Almost like instead of a ship, these are like light entities, I want to say. I don't know. Look at it. and then this thing flew up into the sky. I wanted to see that part. Where's that part of the video? Now this next one, I 100% believe, because as a New Yorker myself, I can tell you, we don't play that. I mean, look at this thing, guys. In New York, it's almost impossible to see the stars because all of the lights. So when you see some, look, it just dropped something, which merged with the other light. But when you see something this clear, it's very apparent because, again, we can barely see stars. Look at that blinking that's like off to the right of it. Like there's another ship there or something. What in the world? Now this one I love and I find so credible because of all of the sources we have on it. Look by the bridge, you're gonna see like blinking red lights, right? But if you look at this video from Westchester, right, they're seeing the same thing in the same direction. Like the way that house was facing the bridge, this is the direction you would look at from Westchester, and you're seeing these same flashing red lights. Normally for me, flashing lights are human, but this is very, very Phoenix lighty as well, like how they're appearing and how there's like no craft there. There was no announcements from the city or anything. Wild. Now this next one actually reminds me of the first New York one we saw. This is from Lake Michigan.
And there go another airplane flying over top.
Man, are you?
In my opinion, the family's commentary adds more credence to this video. Because once he said that, I looked and I saw the airplane flying over top. So it's like, and what the hell is this that we're looking at?
Wow, too bad your camera not picking it up clear. I mean, it's picking
This
it up
is
clear.
10 times, but this is definitely what we saw yesterday, right?
Look at the little...
I love that they're trying to zoom in and focus on it so we can get a clearer version of it. But I think it's interesting that they said that they'd seen this before, meaning it's not the first time it happened.
It's moving.
Little dot right there.
The big one is definitely moving. And did it drop off that little dude as it moved off to the left? I find that interesting. I feel like these sightings with the lights are more energy or light beings as opposed to actual crafts, because the way that they maneuver, it's just so interesting and strange. And slowly but surely, more lights start appearing. Although a little dull, like the one that's farthest to the right now, you can still see them appearing just in the air. And I find it so wild. Like it can't be a man-made object. There's no blinking, no way to signal a, say, aircraft if it's flying along, like the airplane in the beginning of the video. To me, this is one of the most compelling sightings that I've seen in a very, very long time.
Traffic control, there's no clash. This one is just kind of just floating out there. You see how they're not moving?
They're moving.
The one to the left is...
And I love that they're taking note of the movement, because sometimes you can't actually determine movement via camera, but they're standing there with their eyes. They are the eyewitnesses. And these things are just floating there with one or two moving around.
Definitely not an airplane. It's some type of...
Does not appear to be.
Now this submission I was skeptical about until they actually zoomed in and you see more of these lights in the skies. That's when I freaked out. Let me know what you guys think. That's either a lot of UFOs or a mothership. Now this next one I call a spinning top UAP. I have a few of these you'll see in other videos, but this is for all those naysayers that say it only happens in the United States.
Porque venía corriendo y que llegar a grabar. Llegar a la punta del árbol ahorita ahí.
I find this one so credible because, one, the way they're talking, but two, the fact that he's trying to focus in on this. He even zooms out. Look how far they actually are from this object. Watch as he zooms out. So this is just a like weird light they saw at first in the sky, and they pull out the camera, and when they zoomed in, that spinning top looking thing is what came out on the camera. Like, what the hell is that? Here's another international sighting, this time from Kenya. To me personally, this seems less like a craft and more like a form of biological being, if that makes sense. Like when I see, and this isn't the only kind like this I've seen, but when I see UFOs or UAPs like this, they remind me of looking under a microscope and seeing like bacteria or, you know, like anything like that. Like it just looks like a strange single-celled organism or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? He's gonna zoom in on it again right here. You see how it kind of has like this a ring, like a more dense ring, and then I feel like the center is a little bit more translucent. I don't know. These are just, anytime I see a sighting like this, I find these so strange. Let me know what you guys think they are in the comments. Now this next sighting shows it's not just the US Air Force and military seeing this. UFOs and UAPs are flying all over any and every prohibited airspace. This one actually looks like it's trying to hide behind the clouds. Look at that, look at that. It's like as if it knows it's being watched or tracked, so it's trying to cover itself up, which is brilliant. The main piece of intel that I don't have about this video that I really want is when it was taken. It's like, is our technology not advanced or not more advanced than this? And so look at that, look at that. But in 2023, we should be able to capture them clearer if it's coming from a military base. I had to add this Arizona UAP. This is, like, this to me is not a UFO, as in, you know, unidentified flying object, but definitely UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. Look at that. It doesn't look like a craft. It looks like 3 light beings in the sky. Like, what could that possibly be? Wait till they zoom in again, and you can see that it's 3 different structures producing this light. Like, from far away, it looks like one object. But when they're zoomed in, you can see it's 3 different entities or structures protruding in a massive amount of light energy. Look at that. Well, maybe even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I see like 6 points of light, if that makes sense. These next 2 were sent in anonymously, so I don't have too much information on them, but they are interesting nonetheless. The most interesting and compelling of this one to me is how the lights come on and off. I find it very strange. And one moves. And the way that it moves, its behavior in the air, it's very strange. Definitely an unidentified object. Look. The way it's kind of moving back and forth. If they were divers, they wouldn't be able to go in just any direction they want. They'd be, you know, plummeting down, and also their lights wouldn't turn on and off. So yeah, this one's very, very interesting to me. Let me know what you guys think.
What is that?
Now this one I added because even though I don't have too much information on it, I do always find it interesting when I just see a dot of light moving across the sky. Because we know how the United States, well, we know how every country is. We know the protocols. We have blinking lights on crafts so that we can navigate and other crafts can see us clearly. And, you know, there isn't just crashing and crazy accidents in the sky. So, yeah, I don't know what this one is. It could even be a satellite, but it's definitely something odd that this person isn't used to seeing. This last clip is from Pakistan. And even though I'm a little skeptical on it, I love it just because of how it was captured. I think it's so cool. To me, this could be a UFO, right? It could be a UAP. But in my opinion, especially because it's in front of the clouds, it could also be a flare. The reason I love this one, though, is because this dude's on a motorcycle. And he was so shook and compelled by this that he, like, he's risking his life to record this on a motor. He's like, what the hell is this? Right? But that fadeaway, that's why I feel like, I don't know. Y'all, that was awesome, and we've barely scratched the surface. I have so much more footage that's submitted or that I've taken myself. I could make videos like this all day. So stay tuned. If you enjoyed this, smash like and subscribe. More UFO and UAP content coming soon.